So today, if you look at any industry across the world, we work in a linear function. We take things from the earth and then we make waste from that. In the fashion industry, the same is true. We're aiming to address the problem with linear production through the New Cotton Project. This project was initiated by Infinited Fiber Company and it was funded by the EU Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme. It is a truly collaborative project that aims to test all parts of the process to bring about circularity in garment production. And in doing so, it really shows us whether we can move away from linear production.
The New Cotton Project really attacks a stream of textile waste that today goes straight into incineration. Because it will open up a whole stream of raw materials that can turn into new garments.
Revolve is working on materials estimates, so we work really closely with Franke House to understand the materials that they have access to and to document their feedstock development work.
We receive materials and we sort them with NIR technology to make sure that the content of cotton is high enough, and we take all the impurities out and then mill it down to a format so it can be used in the process.
Infinited Fiber received the sorted textile waste from Frankenhuis, which is then being cleaned by XAMK.
XAMK is responsible for the chemical pre-treatment. So we get the mechanically pre-treated textile waste, we modify and treat them so that they are ready for the next step.
And from there we are receiving the cleaned material, which we are then turning into the premium quality textile fiber Infina. And that's a beautiful replacement for virgin cotton. It can be used in a variety of different collections and it looks and feels natural like cotton.
Kipas is a conglomerate company. Textile is the flagship company and producing spinning yarn and weaving fabrics. We get the fibers from Infinited Fiber, produce yarn and also denim fabric and dye it and send it to H&M for confectionery.
We are a spinning mill, so we have a large knowledge in fiber blends and making yarn of that, and also with cellulosic fibers. We transform the fibers that we get from Infinited Fiber in yarn.
Textina is a fabric producer producing cellulose fabric from cotton. In this project, Innovafil sends us the yarn and we start the process. So from the yarn, we make a woven fabric. And then we have the finishing process. We decided with H&M that they want to have the print design on the surface.
H&M is a retail brand, so the face to the customer. Within this project, we really want to use the Infina fiber to test the whole circularity process and see if it meets the customer's expectations in the end.
Our role in the New Cotton Project is mainly to design, develop and create garments. We've joined together to knowledge share, test and innovate new materials for our consumer, changing the industry from a linear to a circular economy. If we take waste out of the equation, we are all going to have to completely change the way that we think, create and consume.
It's imperative that the fashion industry becomes circular, making sure that we are not using the resources of our planet. One way is by using material that are circular, like Infina, where you take waste and make it into something new, and you're just closing the loop by doing that. So a constant circulation of the same material.
RISE, it stands for Research Institutes of Sweden, and it is a state-owned innovation and research institute, and we work with future-looking technologies. The most important outcome is the potential to reduce the impact if compared with virgin fibers. But even if we use a recycled fiber and then we reduce the environmental impact from the fiber itself, then there is still some work to go in other parts of the supply chain.
One of the most important takeaways from New Cotton Project is actually co-learnings and really sharing between different industrial stakeholders as well as then industry and policymakers. So when we are moving from linear model to circular model, there's actually a lot of learnings to be done. Especially we have to understand the textile waste collection and sorting and bring this information back to design. So in the future we have to design garments totally differently so that they are easy to recycle at the end of their lifetime.
We are all going to have to think differently, and everything gets better. the experience of making the product gets better, the experience of using the product gets better, and we all become part of a system that will actually work.
In a climate crisis, recyclability and reusability are just as important as aesthetics and function. And so the New Cotton Project helps to make that situation completely different. We stop wasting resources over time, and we stop putting such a tax on the planet.
We need to take action now and reduce our continued dependence on resources. This project, New Cotton Project, is a small blip in the ocean that demonstrates that that's possible, and we've done so very successfully. So my hope is that this project will serve as an inspiration for others in the industry to do the same. It's not an easy task, but it's one that we 100% can do if we work together in a truly collaborative fashion.